80 years ago, Dennis was 19 and celebrating the end of World War II with his fellow RAF personnel.
We managed to get some beer and we had a drink, that's all. Yeah, because the little local church, which the German people weren't using apparently, but they had a little church there, and we went and prayed to God and thanked. And we heard that the war's over and thanked the Lord.
When you jumped out of Normandy, so in this aircraft, this is where our paratroopers jump out of.
8 decades later, he's getting to meet the crews and touring the aircraft, taking part in the flypast to mark the anniversary.
Me and Dennis today was absolutely great. We explained a little bit of the aircraft to him, and he was just chuffed. And we got a little bit of his story, and there's a little bit of his history of how he was on the boats coming, going up the beach in Normandy, as a ground radio operator. And I think my big thing to take away was when I asked him how he kept looking so good and so young. And his big thing was, don't do everything correctly and do a lot of walking.
Final preparations are underway for the flypast, which will see 23 aircraft soar over Buckingham Palace, including an A400M and a C-17 from RAF Brize Norton.
Everyone is really excited. We're deep in our preparation stage at the moment to make sure the day is a full success.
In terms of pulling it together, the planning is incredible. So for everyone who can remember back to their speed, distance, time calculations, that's effectively what it is. It's worked out in the time it takes to get all of those planes that will be forming up over the North Sea to get over Buckingham Palace within plus minus 5 seconds stream, and that's how the formation comes together. So they'll start quite spread out, and as they get closer and closer to London, they'll get closer and closer together to give that brilliant fly past that everyone will be able to see.
When we get to the aircraft in the morning, I'll make sure when I fire the aircraft up, it's all serviceable, ready for the pilots. Once we're airborne, I'll be monitoring the pilots and helping them out if necessary. And also, I'm on board just in case there's any in-flight emergencies, because obviously during the flight pass, we haven't got any freight or anything on board, so we're an empty aircraft.
The planning involved in a flypast is tremendous, but of course everything is also dependent on the weather.
We're going to formate on the Voyager, so we'll be quite close to it, as if we were going to do air-to-air refuelling with it as we go to Buckingham Palace. So they're sort of used to that sort of training because they're trained for air-to-air. The forecast for Monday, I think, looking at the BBC weather forecast, it's going to be looking like it's going to be okay.
Warrant Officer Drinkle is 4th generation RAF and brought his dad to take a closer look at the aircraft.
I'm honoured to be here today. I'm honoured to be ex-Air Force, and my son is still in the Air Force. I'm a proud dad.
I think it's so important that we do remember, because we're losing so much first-hand knowledge of these conflicts, and remembrance is incredibly important.
I remember you saying earlier to us you still like to do a tandem. It means a lot to me. Both my grandfathers were in the Second World War. Luckily, they survived the war, but unfortunately, no longer with us. It's a momentous occasion because it's the 80th. There's not many veterans left. And even when we go past the 80th, we still need to keep celebrating for what they did for us back in the 1940s.
I mean, it's incredibly humbling to do something like this, and it's an absolute privilege. And just to give a small piece of dedication to what they went through is, like I said already, an incredible privilege and honour to do.
Well, it's clear to see just how excited personnel here are at RAF Brize Norton to take part in such a significant flypast, and now they've just got a couple of days left for those final bits of preparations to make sure that it's perfect. Sian Gweszczek, Melbourne, BFBS Forces News, RAF Brize Norton.
Thanks for watching. For more from BFBS Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.